Welcome to the only place where real, raw, and vulnerable conversations happen with IFBB Bikini Pros to give you an inside look at their struggles, strategies, mindset, passions, and all of life beyond the stage. This podcast is made to inspire, motivate, and remind competitors and the average gym goer that even the most extreme lifestyles and elite athletes have their ups and downs. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm your host, Celeste Turk, and now it's time for the Confessions of a Bikini Pro podcast. Today we're speaking with a 38-year-old mom who has a 20-year-old daughter, 2 dogs, and a passion for health and fitness coaching. She started competing in 2023 and won her pro card at her 3rd national show, if I did the math correctly, the NPC Universe in 2024. She and her husband have started an online clothing store for bodybuilding athletes and enthusiasts called Muscle Strong. As a competitor with IBS, she has a unique outlook on nutrition for prep and improvement season, which we're going to be diving into today a little bit too. But I'm so happy to have this athlete on with us. Welcome to the show, Stephanie Ortiz. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here sharing with you. So I'm so happy to be here. It's like this is an opportunity, a big opportunity to be here sharing with you and all your followers and all the people who are listening the podcast right now. So happy.
Aw.
It's like a blessing. So
That's so awesome to hear that. Thank you for your gratitude and for saying that. And to everybody listening, I already told Stephanie I'm so impressed that she's coming on. English is her second language, but she said that wasn't going to be a barrier to her coming on, and I admire that so much. And I'm grateful you're here, and I'm sure everybody listening will be grateful as well. So let's kick it off with the first question, which is,
yes.
is there anything you do or a ritual you have, or maybe something you think about right before your heel hits the stage?
Oh, wow. Well, I love that question. I always like to pray, like do my prayers and like be mindful and grateful. For me, is like the most important part. It's to be grateful about the process and grateful for all the people we get to connect and all the people that supported you in the process. And you know, our bodies do so much for us during the prep, and I like to be like in this frequency of gratitude. So for me, that's the most important thing to do, or to be in that state, in that energy, like feeling grateful about everything that is happening and the people you get to connect and the experience to be like there. And since the day of the registration, it's like, all that is happening so fast. And for me, if you ask me, the first thing I do is like, I love to be in that mood, like being like doing my prayers, talking, to myself and to God, and be grateful. For me, that is the most important thing, to be in that mood, like in that frequency. Yeah.
Mm. That's wonderful. Do you use prayer and mindfulness throughout your days also, like
Yeah.
leading? I mean, I'm assuming it's an everyday practice, but do you use it in particular with your athlete journey too?
Yeah, definitely. For me, it is one of the most, when we are in prep, I think that one of the most important things you need to like train is your mindset. And you're not only like eating and training, it's like you need to strengthen your mindset, your how you think, how you react, your emotions. So for me, like to practice like some kind of strategies or doing some kind of mindfulness, it's for me, it's like it is necessary to like keep in track, because sometimes you don't feel like 100% in mood, like,
Yeah.
and you need to like to get back to you. So yeah, for me, one of the things that I do is like practice gratitude. So yeah.
That's wonderful. I absolutely appreciate everything you just said because either you just got that water from a ghost or it was the water on the desk. It lit
Yeah.
up like who handed that to you?
This is
Who
a
handed
desk
that
here, over
garbage?
here. Yeah.
That was so funny. It like came out of thin air. I'm like, did her husband just like come through with the water? That's awesome.
I have it here. Here.
People are like listening, like, what's going on? Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, you understand. But if you're listening, I just watched Stephanie like grab water from like up above, and I'm like, where is it coming from? Anyway, I appreciate that perspective a lot because, well, a couple things come to mind. What's funny is as a counselor, we are mindful about encouraging patients, clients, not to make decisions when they're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. But what's happening when you're in prep? You're probably hungry.
Yeah.
You maybe aren't angry, but things you might become more irritable. You might be
Yeah.
a little lonely because it's sometimes an isolating journey if you don't have others. And then you're tired. I mean, come on, you're tired in prep. So to utilize coping techniques on a consistent basis, like meditation through
Mhm.
prayer, or
Yeah.
like mindfulness and gratitude, or things like connecting to your body outside of just the gym, but actually
Yeah.
bringing the connection to mind and body is so powerful to support our mindset, whether it's prep or improvement season, but especially in prep when you're facing other biological stressors. That's
Yeah.
very key.
Yeah, definitely. I think it helps to become more self-aware of everything that is happening around us. And sometimes like before react to something because we are hungry or hungry.
Yeah.
Well, for me it is like to become like self-aware, why I am feeling this way, why this is bothering me. Do I huh, okay. It is because I'm hungry. It is because I'm tired. It is because like to stop, like to make a pause and like to think and to become like self-aware of what I'm thinking, what I'm like feeling emotionally before react or or before respond to someone or to something, and then okay, what will work best for me if I respond this, what if I respond that, or like to think about twice. So yeah.
When did you learn that that was important?
Well, I like to read a lot of books of self-help. I've been like doing in 2018 I went to Colombia and did transformation training, and it helps a lot. I think I started like to become more self-aware of checking my ego, um like like to make this pause and okay, what I'm thinking. It's like I've been training my mindset, and this is like the more I practice, the fast I like can do the pause and think, and it's like a gap, this time of like, okay, what I'm thinking, what this is upsetting me, and how do I need to respond in order to keep that relationship of, if of customer or family, like to keep mm, keep a good relationship. And then
Yeah.
like this gap of making decision, it's reducing because the practice, So in 2018, I went to Colombia and did 1 year of training of transformation. Then I kept reading books, Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra.
Mhm.
Um, I love Jen Sincero.
Mhm.
I love to read, and I think that helps so much. Then I did integrative nutrition certification. It helped a lot. So yeah, it's been like a journey since 2018 that I started. Like I wanna change. I wanna I want to keep improving for myself, for my family, for my career, for my customer, for everybody that surround myself. So in order to like achieve my goals, I thought that I need to like train myself, like to keep like more self-aware of myself and who I am with my people. And yeah, oh, this is deep,
I know. I'm
this is
loving
so
it. I'm
deep.
like,
Yeah.
my ears are open. I appreciate again this perspective because I think that it's a major missing piece in the athlete journey. And the reason I believe that is the case is because a lot of times people start competing or their fitness journey. Um, they have maybe a difficult thing that they've been through in the past for sure, but a lot of times though they want to change their body. It's a form of control of something in their life, but then it
Yeah.
reveals where they didn't have control. And through that maybe de-layering,
Yeah.
then they go, I have to work on the inside. And
Mm-hmm.
so, as a byproduct of being a committed, disciplined, focused athlete, you might hit bumps in the road that force you to say, what's creating this block and
Yeah.
how do I work through it? So, what you're talking to and speaking about is facing those types of challenges, not just once, not just knowing it's there, but putting it in practice consistently so that it actually becomes your new thought process, your new
Yeah.
normal way of behaving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I think these years, like to be in like practicing and reading and doing the job, like working on myself, and it's helping and supporting my prep because I feel like I know what I get to control and what I don't control. So it helps me like to manage stress and making decisions for being like focused on achieving my goals, like personally and professionally and as an athlete, as a mother. So yeah, I think everybody like it will help a lot when you start like working on you. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but because it's a never ending like process, because as human being we change every day, and so I get to learn about myself every day,
Hmm.
new things. So yeah.
That's a wonderful thing too. Oftentimes we can be afraid of change, and then we if we can accept that nothing is really truly permanent, it
Hmm.
actually opens the door for hope because we accept, okay, I don't know how I'm going to feel when I wake up tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow if we're going to take it to that extreme. I don't know how my body is going to feel. I don't know how my body's even going to look. As competitors, we're also hypersensitive or hyper aware of those things. But in the essence of that is we are ever evolving. And I think this sport going from prep to improvement season actually creates comfort in the uncomfortable parts of change. And I'm wondering for you how you've navigated prep and improvement season and those changes required, especially since you've now had your first season of prep that was long, and then now you're in your improvement season.
Well, it's it's been a quite a pretty year because it's my first prep with Paul, and I was like, this year I started with a lot of doubts that if I can do this natural, because I am a natural athlete, and I have a lot of people that have told me that I can't do that way, like, like be successful, be natural. And for me, this, like starting prep and earning my pro card in July, more than the title, it was like the every dream and every goal that I can dream about, I can achieve it if I work for it, if I go and do the job, if I do and do the work, and yeah, it's like this year have been a long journey, and like switching to an off season, it's exciting because I don't know what's gonna happen in 2025, and whatever happened, I'm happy because right now I'm working on my body to improve, and I see the changes, and I'm grateful for that. I'm happy for that because I'm improving. So whatever placing I have in my pro debut, I'm happy. So I don't have expectations about what's gonna be or how it's gonna look the next year. I just want to have fun, and I think life it's about enjoying the ride, and to have fun, and to create relationships. And this sport is great for that. It's a great opportunity to meet people. Yeah, like we're like connecting right now, and this is crazy, and I love it. So yeah, talking about like prep and off season, it's been like, yeah, it's been a great journey because I've seen my body change so much, so much. And like we were talking about few minutes ago, mindset is very powerful in this process, because right now I'm like 12 pounds above stage weight, and sometimes I catch myself thinking, like comparing myself to our other bodies or my prep body, and
Mhm.
it sometimes it hits hard, but it's part of the process, like to have like 12 pounds above the stage,
Yeah.
because yeah, it's necessary. it's it's necessary for growing, it's necessary for improvement, for the improvement you want to make on your body. So I catch myself because I am human, but then I like forgive me. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's cool to be here. It's cool to look like this. It's cool. Um yeah, I'm not sure if I respond your questions because I keep like talking, but
I love everything you have to say. So anything, if you ever go on like a separate tangent, it's welcomed because it gets my
okay.
mind going, oh yeah, oh yeah. So
Okay.
it's perfect. And what I gathered from that is there were some, and there have been some fears or maybe lingering judgment on yourself when you compare your body now to your prep body or maybe other people's bodies. But because you're grateful and because you don't know what's to come, but you've achieved something you were told you would not achieve or you couldn't achieve, it's reinforcement that you can do anything, and you recognize this part of this journey is just as worthy of respect as the prep phase. And you did have a shorter road to pro. Obviously, you still fought to earn your pro card, but it was shorter than what most people maybe are used to. And I didn't know that you were a natural athlete. I wasn't assuming you weren't, or otherwise, I just didn't
It's okay.
know because most of the times it's not talked about often. So
Yeah.
I love that as a fellow natural athlete. I really appreciate that because I've found some resistance to the feeling that you can't do it
Yeah.
naturally and how much things have shifted. However, there are a lot of new opportunities coming. Do you foresee yourself competing in some of the natural pro shows that are going to be hitting the calendar next year?
Yeah, we are like waiting for the calendar to, because the natural shows now it's gonna be like more natural shows than past year.
Hmm.
So we are waiting for the dates and the shows that are gonna be like for the next year. So to make a decision for pro debut, we thought about Pittsburgh, but I'm not quite sure if they're gonna be like a natural Olympia qualifier in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm not in a hurry. I just, as I said, I just want to like enjoy this so much.
Hmm.
The reason I want to enjoy this so much because I had my daughter at 18 years old, and I had to like pause, put on hold a lot of projects that I want for me. And then now that my daughter is 20 years old, that she's like an adult, I
Hmm.
can do these things and enjoy. Like I feel like I'm 20. I feel like I'm in my 20s, and I am not in my 20s. And I want to enjoy. I want to achieve goals. I want to tell other women that no matter your age, it's never too late. So yeah, that's why having fun and enjoying the ride, enjoying the life, like being present in every moment, and every moment in prep and off prep, and it's like so important because as you said earlier, you never know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow. So why we can't enjoy this moment, like we are having this is our life right now, what we're doing in this
Hmm.
episode. So yeah, talking about next year, so I'm not quite sure which show I'm gonna do my pro debut, but yeah, I see competing myself. I want to compete so bad. I want to like achieve so big goals. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a dreamer. I like to, if I can if I can dream about it, I think if I work hard, I can create it. Yeah.
Have you always believed that about yourself?
No.
Hmm.
No. Yeah, no. That there was a moment in my life that I thought that I wouldn't like be able to do all these things, and in some way I became like insecure about myself. So that's the reason I wanted to work on myself. And I started like, okay, this something's happening, and I want to work on myself because I don't feel good, like being feeling insecure, like feeling doubt about myself, or thinking that I am like that I can't achieve things in life. So yeah, it's maybe when I was younger, but after I had my daughter and I had to put on hold some things and had some relationship that there were no so healthy.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I think in that time I stopped like maybe believing on myself. And but then I met my husband. He's so great. He's so great. He has made me so good. He's made me a better person. He's
Wow.
my number one fan. He's my assistant. He's always at the shows with me. He's
Oh.
my cheerleader. He's so good. Yeah. I think like since 2000 I met him at 2012, and we married at 2015. Yeah. And from then and now, my life has changed.
That
Yeah.
is so amazing. So you met him when your daughter was 10.
Yeah, she was like seven,
Oh, okay.
seven. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got married when she was around 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That is so awesome that you were able to work on yourself and that as a result led you to a healthier partner. And then that also reflected more opportunities for belief in yourself and growth. How did and how does having a partner like that actually uplift you and give you the energy to pursue things? Like, what does that actually look like, and how does that make you feel when you're pursuing something?
Wow. I think that I'm doing all this thing because he's supporting me, because we are like a team, and every goal I achieve, it's like he achieved that goal too.
Hmm.
He wakes me up every morning and do my breakfast, and he's so supportive and so loving that I think it's like if you I think it is so important to have a partner and the people you love that support you and support you unconditionally, supports you, the supports of the people it's around you. I think it like helps a lot. And I don't know if I if I am if if he wouldn't be like here in my life right now, I don't know if I've if I could achieve all the things that I have done, you know all the things that I've done, because he supports me a lot. He lifts me up when I feel like tired or somewhat like doubt him, doubt him about something.
Mhm.
He can see things that sometimes I can't. And yeah, I don't know if I have a if I have a partner that doesn't support this, I don't think that all this it's possible. So yeah, all the things that I've achieved is because of him. Oh, of course, I have worked about toward the goal, but he support me, and we are like one. Like a team. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Did you have to work to foster that one team mentality, or was it pretty natural from the start that you guys felt like you were a team?
I feel it's was like very natural since we met, and our relationship always has like base on that, like we are a team, and it's very natural. And
Mhm.
here in my house with my daughter, it's the same. Like we are a team. We are not a perfect family, but we like to see us like we like to speak, we like to have conversations, we like to do things as a team, as a family, and I think it's healthy.
Yes.
It's like it's strength the relationship. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I think it emphasizes the need for each
Mhm.
other and the knowing you can rely on one another.
Definitely. Yeah.
And you guys are starting, or you have started a business together for apparel. So, what inspired that, and what else do you hope to achieve in your career as obviously a coach, an athlete, and now a business owner for apparel?
Well, we started with Muscle Strong at, I think it was 2023. And yeah, we went to Brazil because
Mhm.
I started competing in other league, and we did a show there, and he met these people and make like this business of bringing the clothes from Brazil to Puerto Rico. and have the exclusive business
Uh-huh.
here working in Puerto Rico. And yeah, we want to bring clothes like that is so comfy, and it's like oversized t-shirts, oversized clothes for bodybuilders. And we're just starting. We are just like focusing our energy to like keep growing this because we are like right now we are like starting the online store, and we are just the two of us, and it's like a lot of work, a
Yeah.
lot of things to do. And we are doing all this all the two of us, just the two of us. And as a coach, well, I want to inspire women that it can be done, especially if a woman that wants to compete. So for me, focusing on doing like bikini prep natural, for me, that's the goal. It can be done. It's hard, but it can be done. And as a lifestyle coach, for me, it's like to inspire a woman to take care of us of herself, to do exercise, to do the healthy eating, to do healthy habits as a self-care and self-love act.
Yeah.
So that's the goal for me, like to inspire, like to help women and support women to achieve their goals, their fitness, their healthy, their self-image goal, like to keep improving and feel good about herself and under her skin. So the goal for me is that working with women that wants to feel good, that wants to feel great, and that wants to look great, but above looking great, like feeling great when when she see her in the mirror, that she love what she's looking,
Yeah.
and feel like proud about herself, because she, even though maybe she doesn't have like a bikini competitor's body, but knowing that when you take care about yourself, everything's gonna be good. When we take care about about ourselves, everything else it's gonna be good. Because sometimes we are mothers, sometimes we are like we have our husband, and sometimes we forget about ourselves and stop thinking about ourselves, and stop thinking about what do I want, what do I want to achieve, what are my goals, what do I have to what do I have to do in order to be healthy, what do I have to do in order to sleep well, to eat better, to be active. And sometimes we as mother and wives forgot about that we are still like a human being and a woman. Yeah, I always said my clients, we have a lot of roles as women. The role of mother, wife, um sister, neighbor. Yeah, we have like a lot of hats, you know and sometimes we forgot about ourselves. So to become self-awareness, going back to that, to become self-aware of what I am doing with my body, what I am doing with my health, with how I feel, to stop procrastinating my goals, and to stop like, you know, making like putting on hold what the things that maybe someday I wanted. We are still that woman. We are that woman, but we can do all. We can be mother, we can be wife, we can be ourselves, and we can still achieve our goals. Even if it is competing, or if it is like being healthy or sleeping well, or we don't forget about ourselves. Don't forget that we are still a person that needs to be taking care of us. So yeah, my goal is like to help women to notice that. When did you stop like thinking about yourself? When did you stop like taking care of yourself? So let's work on that. When, because if you are good, if you are feeling good, your kids are gonna notice that.
Hmm.
I tell my clients and I tell myself, if I am good, everything around, everybody around me is gonna be good too because I'm happy. So yeah, it's if I'm feeling happy,
Hmm.
if as a mother I'm happy, my kids are gonna be happy too because they are seeing me happy. If I
Absolutely.
am healthy, my kids are gonna be healthy because I'm the example. So we I always try to work with that with my customers. So like to shift the thing that I'm a mother, I don't have time, you know. Yeah.
Mm.
I talk a lot.
It's all good things, though. Everything you're saying, I'm just soaking it in. I'm like, this is such an important message on so many levels, but something that I would want to re-emphasize is easy the ease of which we forget about ourselves as women because we generally are very nurturing, thinking about other people. And that's a great trait and quality that's been given to us and basically we're called to.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the side of you do have to take care of yourself in order to effectively and continuously care for others. And I love how you said when you're good, everybody else is good. I think that's not even just from a perspective standpoint, it's also from a reality standpoint. Like by you taking care of yourself, the people around you are better taken care of too. Because if you're prepping your meals and making the space and the time and you see yourself as worthy and valuable enough to cook for, you're now also probably cooking for your family in a healthy way
Mm-hmm.
too. So that it alone says so much. And I like that your mission is to inspire women to really reconnect to who they are outside of all these roles. And given you're doing that yourself too. I mean, you know, your daughter's an adult. You've now, you said you're prioritizing and focusing on all the dreams and goals that you had to set aside when you found out you were pregnant and you were going to have a daughter. So, what was that time in your life like compared to now, if you don't mind kind of drawing that contrast?
Well, in what kind of way?
When you found out you were going to be a mom, how did that maybe take away from your focus on you? Versus now that she's older, she's not totally reliant, especially not physically dependent on you.
Yeah.
So, what does that actually look like in contrast to now you're saying I have the ability to pursue things that were previously put on the back
Yeah.
burner?
Well, when I get the positive test, I was like enrolled on a pageant
Oh, wow.
contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me that was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to do this anymore because now I am a mother.
Mm.
And that dream like fades away in that time. But then I focus myself on raising my daughter and giving her all she needs to grow, like to grow, or like to grow,
Yep.
healthy and have her education and everything she needs. And now, like that I'm proud of her because she did a pageant
Wow.
because she wanted to. I didn't like ask her to do that for me. Like
Yeah.
she decided she wanted to do it, and I was like so excited because I couldn't do it, you know,
Right.
and I supported her like 100%. And now that she's so adult, she's studying online, and I feel like I have like the freedom to do more things. And yeah, if I want to do something, I have like this freedom because she also support me. She supports me a lot.
That's
She,
awesome.
as I said, we are a team. In my house, in my home, we are a team, the three of us, and she's part of the team.
Mm, that's
Like
so
I
awesome.
supported her when she was a baby, and now she's supporting me. Yeah, as
So
my
she
daughter.
sees it as very positive. Like she's loving seeing you compete and have your business and coaching and pursuing personal development.
Yes. So she started competing on she decided to compete on a pageant contest because of my first bodybuilding competition. So
Wow.
she yeah, she told me after that, Mom, I want to compete on a pageant because I saw you and you make me proud, and then I wanted to do something like that. I don't want to compete on bodybuilding because it's like a lot of work, working out and eating, but I think I can do a pageant. So yeah, I was
Wow.
so happy. I was so happy. That pageant contest for her changed her life. It's it's and like before and after for her life. So yeah, it was a great experience seeing her, like the transformation she she had, like competing on a pageant, and like also seeing her like doing something that I wanted to do when I was 18 years old. It was like a double I was like a double excited.
Aw, that's so amazing. And you inspired that interest in her.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, yeah.
So, as far as your competition journey goes, I really want to hear your perspective on nutrition because there are a lot of competitors or people who want to compete who struggle with digestive problems, and
Oh, yes.
you struggle with IBS. So, how did you find out that you struggle with that? And then how does that influence your nutrition throughout preps and improvement seasons?
Oh, yes. Well, on 2020, I was diagnosed with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome.
Hmm.
Um, I had like an episode on 2019 with of upset stomach, and I didn't know what was at that time what was happening, and I couldn't like I was like keeping losing weight, losing weight, and then I went to the gastro, and he diagnosed me on 2020. But as I took the certification of integrative nutrition, I couldn't handle my IBS. So when I went to the doctor, he told me like, you have this so control. So your symptoms are like symptoms for a person that have IBS, but they are like super control. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Wow.
So, because of my understanding and knowledge about nutrition, I couldn't like make changes and do. I started doing like elimination diet
Hmm.
to know what foods it was like causing me like gas or bloating or even like sinus.
Hmm.
It started it that the diet elimination diet I did the first time, it was because I was like feeling like sinus
Yeah.
congestion all the time, and I tried all the medications that the doctor at that time sent me,
Hmm.
prescribed me, and didn't work. It didn't work, and then I told myself it's something I'm eating, something I'm eating, it's not helping. And because I was feeling upset of my stomach, I thought it was related of maybe the digestion that was causing me like that. And then I did the elimination diet and like stop eating a lot of foods. It was so hard, but I wanted to do that because I wanted to know what people what food makes me good, what food makes me bad. And so I could identify sometimes it sometimes I can eat of like avocado, like as an example. If I eat like 1 ounce or like something like my finger, that portion, I'm good. But if I eat like more of that, it's a
Mm-hmm.
disaster. So as a competitor, when I started competing, it was so hard because I had first time with other coach, I had meal plans. So the meal plan had asparagus and
Uh-huh.
broccolis, and I can't digest that.
Yeah.
My bowel can digest that, and it gets like, what do you say when the food doesn't digest? How can you?
Like backed up?
Something like that. And it doesn't digest, and it get like start like excess of gas and bloating, and it have I had pain, even a
Mm-hmm.
pain so bad that I couldn't like stand up.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very hard as like
Mhm.
following a meal plan that I had to stop and switch to zucchini because it made me feel better. And
Yeah.
then when I switched to pole, that pole works with macros. So it was like super relaxed for me because I have the flexibility to eat the things and the food I love and the food that makes me feel good, because I
Mm-hmm.
already did like an experiment
Yes.
with myself, and I know what food makes me upset, like my stomach, or make me bloat, or feel bloating, or feel like gas, or feel like pain, and I can identify what I can eat and why what I can't. So with macros, it's easier for me. Like, I can eat a lot of foods. I follow FODMAP. FODMAP diet. I don't know if you know what it is,
Yes.
but yeah. So I follow that diet as Kyla. Kyla is a teammate,
Mm-hmm.
and we were at Washington. We were talking about this, and I didn't know she was following that diet too. So yeah, we had a lot of in common. And yeah, okay. So
Is
I'm
it Kayla
following right.
Kraus?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
She
had her on the
follows.
podcast and I was like, I
Yeah,
think I know what Kayla you're talking about.
yeah. I love her. She's like my sister from another mother. Yeah, we are like twins. We are like twins. We have like, I am not diagnosed, but I think I have like some ADD. So,
So
like
y'all
for
together are
me, yeah, for me, like super interesting, like people that it's so intense, like me. I think
Mhm.
that I like sometimes I get you know I get distracted so fast. So if you see me like I keep like talking, yeah, I think that, yeah.
You gotta watch her episode if you haven't, because you'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, that's my girl.
Yeah, I love her, by the way. I love her. So yeah, so she follows FODMAP too,
Mhm.
and it was like listening to someone that follows a diet that it's not so common.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, it's this a new world. It's like more people in there,
Yeah, I
I'm not
bet.
alone. And it helps like to feel like, how you say when you like feel like relax, alleviate, I don't
Yeah,
know,
relieved,
really.
validated.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that. So it relieved me because we were like eating in a restaurant before like Ben Way this show, and we were talking about this, and I remember I ate like sweet potatoes and chicken because the menu, it was like, oh my god, if I eat something on in this menu, I'm gonna die because of pain.
Yeah.
So I remember I told the waitress I just want sweet potatoes plain, and chicken breast plain. And everybody was like, are you prepping? No, I'm not prepping. I just want to eat something that feels good in my stomach. I don't want to pay the price tomorrow or in half an hour. So it's hard because most people don't understand this. And
Yes.
sometimes we get like, I get to feel like anxious,
Mm-hmm.
like going out to dinner or like eating out, because I don't know what it's gonna be on the menu. I don't know with what seasoning they use, because I can't even
Right.
eat like onion. I can eat it. Garlic, I can eat it. So most of the seasonings or the food, when you go to a restaurant, have that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard and makes me like feel sometimes like a little bit anxious and worried. And if I have like some people that like Kyla, that is on the same page, like dealing with the same, it feels like, oh, it's more people. Like she understand me. Yeah.
Definitely.
So for me, like prepping, it was like with IBS, it was all like focusing on choose food that didn't make me feel bloating.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I know that I'm not eating like vegetables that are super healthy and I love it, but I can't. It doesn't make me good, any good.
Right.
So my goal was like, okay, how can I like, how do you say, like, when you want to go up the fiber, the intake of the fiber, you
Um,
eat.
in
I I want to increase
increase.
the,
Okay.
yeah. How can I increase
Mhm.
the fiber I'm eating without eating
A
those veggies?
cruciferous veggie. Yes.
Exactly. Yes. So I started to look some foods that have fiber, so I can assure that I'm eating enough fiber in my diet, but that I didn't feel like bloated. So
Mm.
for me, it was like a challenge. But now, at the first like 3 months working with Paul, but after that, I think this in this moment that like I know the foods already, and I don't like to complicate the things. I keep like like some. I go for the foods that I know that it's to me, doesn't make me upset, and that are the most easy to prepare. And I don't like to complicate. I love pancake, by the ways, and the waffles and the French toast. Yeah,
Yes.
and I make sure that it has a lot of fibers. So
I bet. Yeah, that's so good. And I think the key here is you've found what works for you. And a lot of times in this industry, sometimes I notice people will try to copy what somebody else is doing.
yeah,
And so then they feel like a failure if they're not getting the same response. Like, okay, yes, a lot of bodybuilders, maybe in historical references, ate chicken and asparagus. That
exactly.
doesn't mean it's all you should eat or it's
Mhm.
even best for your body. And so you going down that path to figuring out what's right for you elevated your experience as an athlete because now you're not in a lot of pain. You're not questioning why you're in a lot of pain. You're not suffering with that on top
Mhm.
of the challenges that already come with competing. And I just think that's worth mentioning and noting is that you went through your own process to discover that. And even if someone doesn't have maybe as serious of a digestive problem, that they need to consider the nutrients in their diet and consider how they're nourishing their body and consider what is best for them from a function and feeling standpoint.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Mhm.
So, as far as your competition journey goes, something that I thought was amazing was how you really evolved throughout the season. Your physique evolved, your posing evolved. So let's start with the posing. Did your posing evolve because you wanted to showcase your physique in a different way based on feedback, or was it more so because you were maybe getting more comfortable on stage that naturally you adjusted your posing? Or
I
maybe it's
think
both.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't received like feedback to get like to improve posing, but as I receive and hear and I was listening to the feedback, I was like, "Oh my God, okay, I need to fix this in order to like to look better or to showcase maybe something in my physique that needs to be like more, as an example. And at the front pose, at the beginning, I was like um, standing on with my feet more like in to the front, and then I talked to Britt Hamilton,
Mhm.
and we changed that. So we changed the foot. Foot is it's
Yep.
okay. Foot,
Yep.
yeah, foot like more like to the sides to showcase more the glute. And then yeah, I like to improve. I like to. I know I know that people, if I want to get better, I know I have to keep improving. And right now, if I compare my posing to the NPC Universe, I think now it's better. But I want it to be better and better
Yeah.
and better and better, because as the physique change, the posing needs to be changed, and yeah. Answering your question, I think it was both. um and every time I step on stage and see the video, I start like, oh my god, I need to change this. Oh, I like that. Oh, I need to change that. Oh no, no, I don't like that. So I I like to see myself, and then okay, what can I improve for next show, or what do I need to like leave it like that. It's okay. I love this. So I do one rep at the gym and start posing. I do like one set, and then this time 2 minutes for rest or 1 minute for rest, and I'm doing like my posing. I don't
Mhm.
stop. I don't stop. I like it.
Yeah.
And I and I want to improve in every show. And maybe I don't know. I don't know. But maybe at some point I maybe I wouldn't need to do any change. But at
Mhm.
this point I want to keep better. I want to improve. I want to like showcase like every strength of my physique and hide the what do you call it? Like,
You might call it a weakness.
yeah, weakness, and hide like my weakness. Yeah, and that's what I like to do, like to keep improving posing. That is so important. It's so important.
Yes.
Like you have just you work for so long, and you have just like 10 seconds, or maybe I don't know how much, because I step on stage and I forgot, like it's like you
Time
know
leaves your
yeah,
body.
it's I'm there and I'm present. I'm living. So but you're prepping for so long, and all you have it maybe like 10 seconds, so you need to do like you need you want the judges look at you. You want to be a wow factor. So in order to do that, you need to practice. So that's what I do. I practice. I practice. I practice. So I'm gonna keep practicing because I wanna do better. And maybe in Pro Debut, I keep like I improve my posing, and maybe if I do another show, I improve my posing, and I wanna keep improving. I
Yes.
love this. This is so exciting. Like competing for me, it's so woo. It's so exciting. Yeah, I
I can
love this.
tell. You're passionate. That's why
Yes,
you're doing
yes.
it and you pursued this and you keep evolving because you're excited about the changes. You want to make that little bit good, just a little bit better. And you've continuously improved your physique as well, which is impressive when you're in a long prep to be able to improve your physique show to show. I'm
Mhm.
curious what your feedback was on your road to pro, like what kind of feedback you were getting from the judges, and then what your feedback was after you won your pro card that you're working on now.
Okay, so well, I did at Clash, first Clash. My feedback was to grow shoulder and upper body. Like the back, the shoulders,
Mhm.
and upper glute. And then I did May. I didn't prep for Clash in May, didn't
Okay.
prep. I was going to support some friends that were going to compete, and then Paul told me, "You're coming? No, bring your suit. We're gonna do this show. We're gonna ask for some feedback to other judge." So I was like, "Okay, let's go." So
Wow.
I didn't do any prep for that. I was eating like a mug cake the day before. And then I was still on stage, like, you know.
Yeah.
So the feedback at that show, it was, as I didn't, I think that as I didn't was prepping for that show, that week I ate like Swiss cheese, and I
Yeah.
felt like a little bloated.
Huh.
And the
Good
feedback was,
insight.
yeah, the feedback was, there's something on your lower abdomen. And I was like, Swiss cheese.
And you're like, I'm telling you right now, that is some cheese from earlier.
Yeah. And then, you know, I when the judge, I don't remember his name, but when the judge told me that, I knew I had to make changes to the back post the posing at the back post,
Hmm.
in order to like my waist look smaller in the
Yeah.
back post, because I
Yeah.
was holding the air, and that
Oh,
expand the
yes.
waist. So yeah, I
Yeah.
did that change, but they told me like a little more condition.
Interesting.
And then I went to nationals,
Uh-huh.
and Sandy told me to grow.
Huh.
Yeah. And then Paul told me, no, we are not gonna stop. We are going to NPC Universe, and we are like, get you peel. Yeah. And
Because
he
he
told
felt
me,
like it was just a matter of revealing more muscle, I'm assuming.
yeah. I mean, he told me prepare to buy less food. And I was like, I'm ready to be hungry, you know. And then he
And
told
then you
me,
were hungry.
we're gonna get you peel, and then we're gonna eat.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we did. So I was at junior national. I stepped on stage on 100. I don't remember exactly, but I think it was 106 pound. And then I step on stage on NPC Universe at 104. And that 2 pounds makes a huge difference. And
Yeah.
I ate a lot. I ate a lot for NPC
I
Universe.
bet.
And I changed my posing. I work with Brittany,
Yeah.
and she changed my posing. We changed like a lot of things, and I it was like 2 weeks between junior nationals and NPC Universe, and I was like practicing all days.
That makes sense.
And I think that changed like 2 pounds less, and changing posing and eating more before the day
Yes.
made a huge difference. Made a
You
huge
like filled
difference.
out maybe in the right ways and you were like well fed going into it versus looking like peeled in a negative way, maybe.
Yeah. I think at international I was like doing my front pose. I remember like laying like to the back,
Okay.
and then at NPC Universe I did this like to the front, and it creates like a
Oh.
curve like here
Yeah.
in the waist. I think that helps too. But I'm sure it was the condition. The conditioning that I bring to the stage at for NPC Universe was, oh my god, it was amazing.
You were so conditioned. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
you were
was.
conditioned at nationals, at junior nationals too, but like you did bring a different level to universe.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And I feel like I I if as I ate more, I feel like fuller. It was conditioned and full.
Yes. Which is the
So
balance we really need.
yes. So
Versus
for
maybe
me,
junior nationals, you felt like you were just lean, like just conditioned.
mm, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that question?
At junior nationals, did you feel like you weren't filled out, you were only lean?
At Junior National, I think maybe if, oh, first of all, the class was like amazing. All the girls look amazing. And then after that, I think if I bring the conditioning of the NPC universe to international, maybe the placing will be a like higher or higher.
Hmm.
I was like nine,
Yeah.
second call out, and at international, and I went to international because it was like a dream to be there.
Hmm.
I of course I wanted to earn my pro card there, but I was I was I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel
Mhm.
sad. I didn't feel like I lose. It was like so cool to be there because I remember the past year like being in my home like watching the show and looking at those girls like looking so great and thinking that maybe I couldn't do it, and like just to be there, it was like okay, check, I did it. So yeah, I think maybe a little more condition to look to create that illusion that I was like bigger.
Yeah.
But I'm okay. It was I think that maybe sometimes we made plans, but he has better plans for us. So for me, earning my pro card in NPC Universe was so perfect. It was so perfect. It was the moment. I did NPC Universe in 2023,
Hmm.
and I was so overwhelmed. It was my first national show, and seeing all those people there, it was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, what is this?
For real.
700 bikinis, 800 bikinis. What is this? You
For
know?
real. This is not a regional show anymore.
And then when I went to NPC Universe this year, it was like, oh, this is normal. It's okay. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. So I'm happy with this journey in this year, all the things that happened and the way it happened, because it was the way it was supposed to be.
Hmm.
So I appreciate that so much. And I am learning in the process. I am meeting new people. Being at the Kyla went to internationals, and I didn't like spend time with her and to get to know her. And NPC Universe gave me that opportunity to like to speak with her, to be there with her, to connect with her. So yeah, it was like double price.
Yeah, that's so
she she
awesome.
she earned also her pro card there, and I remember when she stepped down the stage, I was like in shock, like looking at my pro card. Oh my god, this happened. And then when I look at the stage, she was like coming down the stairs, looking down, and I was like, I start screaming. And when she looked at me, she started screaming, and in the public, everybody hear us screaming backstage, and
That's so
it was like a moment. Yeah, so thanks to that experience, I get to know her, so I'm blessed. This
yeah.
is a blessing.
Now that you are a pro, like how do you see that, if at all, differently than being an amateur?
Okay, that's I love that question. um right now, I don't, you know first, but when I was amateur, my goal was I want to earn my pro card. I want the pro card. I want the pro card. I want the pro card. Let's work for the pro card. And now my goal is I want to improve. I want to improve. I want to improve my package. I want to improve my glutes. I want to improve my shoulders. I want to improve my back. I want to improve my posing. I want to be a better athlete. I want to I would love to be at the top level. And but I know I need to work for that. It's a long journey, and I am happy to be here. And for me, the goal now is to have fun in the process. So if everybody asks me, and what's now, what's next? So for me, now it's let's have fun. Let's meet people. Let's compete. Let's get feedback. Let's go to improve. Let's go to do the work. And I remember 2 weeks ago, Paul told me in a check-in, he told me these words that I remember I needed to play I recorded the video, and I needed to like play it like 3 times or 4 times. I don't remember how many times, because he told me our goal now is to get you Olympia qualified. And I was like, what? Okay, I need to hear this again. So for me, it was like, let's have fun, let's improve. And when he told that, it was like, oh my God, this is getting serious. So this is our goal now, because I earned my pro card. So what's next? Like the next step is like to win a pro show and to get you Olympia qualified. That's like the pro card.
Right.
And I was like realizing that, okay, the goal as a pro is to get Olympia qualified. So I wasn't like, I was like, how did you say earlier that soaking
Like
soaking in?
soaking it in.
Yeah, that. I was
Yeah.
like soaking it in when he told that, because yes, I think and I dream about that, but to hear your coach telling you that, it's like, wow, he's looking at me. He's seeing something. And I believe in him so much. I respect him. I admire his work as a person. For me, working with him is so good, so good. It's, he's so great. So yeah, yes. So
That's interesting. So prior to earning your pro card, the goal was, of course, earn your pro card. But now that then when you earned your pro card, your thought process was next step is just to improve. And honestly, there are a lot of people who go pro and they're like, okay, I'm good. I did the thing. There's some people who go pro and they really just want to have the experience of traveling, going to shows, competing. Their goal isn't the Olympia. I would say a lot of pros, majority do end up gunning for the Olympia or hope to win a pro show that might
mhm.
qualify them for that. Um, but for you, it was more so the seed got planted by someone who you trust, and that influenced your belief in your abilities and maybe opened up a path that you didn't already like pay for yourself. It was more something like, okay, my coach sees this as possible,
Yeah.
and now that's what you're pursuing. So, what are you guys focused on in the gym in order to create the physique that would potentially allow that to happen?
Well, right now we're working to grow my glutes,
Mhm.
and I have seen a lot of improvement on the upper glute and the lower glute. It's like I see the picture and I'm like, wow. Kyla saw the picture and we like get to compare, and she was like, oh my God, your glutes are you know. So yeah, we're working on our glutes, my shoulders and my back.
And what
So
what are some of your favorite exercises for upper glute? Because it sounds like that's your main focus is upper glutes and shoulders and back. So what are some of your main exercises or favorites for each of those?
where I have a love and hate with the hip thrusts.
Same,
It's
same.
a
I'm like,
toxic
oh, hip thrust again. I
it's
love
a
it.
toxic
My butt feels,
relationship.
yeah.
It's a toxic
I love it though when I'm like, I stand up and I feel like I have basketballs in my pants.
yeah, something like that. So what it motivates me the most of the hip thrust is right now I'm doing a like a pierce, like
Uh-huh. Personal
We
best
are,
and records.
yeah, yes. And I have improved so much. It's
Good.
like, oh my God, let's do what more can I like? What's the
Yes.
heaviest? So I have improved the strength on my glutes like so far.
It's
And
awesome.
that is like the love that I have for the hip thrust. Yeah. And and for the shoulder, oh, also I love the kickbacks and I love the 45-degree hyperextensions.
Mm-hmm.
And other exercise that I do a lot, like, oh my God, it's like the deficit reverse lunge.
Yeah, okay, I think I can visualize it. Where you're standing. Wait, are we talking about the one where you have a foot up, or are we talking about where you're standing, you go back and you're going off of like a step or a platform?
It's like I have my foot up in a step.
Okay,
So I
okay.
like if I have my left foot in the step, I when I go back reverse lunge with the right leg.
And are you staying in place going up and down, or are you stepping each
I
time?
s- I step and then go back and then I step and go up
Oh,
and then yeah.
good.
It's it's also like a love and hate, yeah. But it I think and I feel it in the glutes so hard. So I know that the hip thrust it's a combination. Hip thrust, hyper extensions, the 45-degree hyper extensions and the kickbacks. And that one are the like my love and hate favorites. And for the shoulders, shoulder press, cable lateral raise are my favorites. And right now for the back, I'm starting like to do my pull-ups with the band.
Nice.
And
Feels
it's
so
like
different
I'm
than the
so
assist.
strong.
Yes.
Yeah, because I before I couldn't do like couldn't do that. I had to do
Mhm.
like pull up in the machine,
Yeah.
assisted pull up machine,
Mhm.
and now it's like I did 3 sets of 10 reps with the band, but it was like, oh my God, I'm strong. Like,
Yes.
oh, there was like
You're
something
like
on the.
flying out of the gym.
I can be a figure now, you know.
Why is that so true? Like I get a leg pump and I'm like, oh, maybe I should do wellness. And I'm like, okay, girl, no, you shouldn't.
Yeah,
First of
yeah.
all, no.
It
That's
happens with
so
me
funny.
at the pull-ups. Okay, now I'm gonna change. I'm gonna switch the figure.
You
Just
start
kidding.
posing, you're like doing your bikini pose. You're like, wait a minute, let me test this lat spread out.
Yeah, I do the posing of figure like,
Yes.
and I'm
That's
like,
so fun.
damn,
I love that.
it's so funny. But yeah,
So
that are my
pull-ups
favorites.
lately. Yeah,
Huh?
okay. So pull-ups
Yes.
lately have been like your favorite.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love it. I love it because I know I have to grow my upper body, and I'm like pushing myself and challenging myself to train like heavier because I know it will help. So sometimes I get like, I
Yes.
want to lift more, but like to in that time in that moment, I catch myself being so hard on myself, and then start like practicing compassion.
Yeah.
Like take your
Patience.
time.
It'll be okay. You're
Yeah.
doing everything you can. I would tell myself like when I added weight or I was able to change. And honestly, like I feel like I'm more of a mature athlete now than I used to be because I focus and prioritize so much more on like the execution than I do on like the weight, you know? But when I'm testing for PRs and things, and I'm always trying to say, okay, am I feeling this at least 90% where I'm supposed to be on a PR test? Because it is a little more difficult when you're pushing a very high weight, in my opinion. Now, every time I'd put on like more weight or I'd be able to change the tempo, I always tell myself like, ooh, that's a new muscle tissue. I'm like, that's that new tissue lifting it. That's how I encourage myself. I'm like, I built
Yeah.
some new tissue. It's like a little. I just envision this little strand on my glute. Like, oh yeah, we did
Yeah, I think the same. I think the
it.
same. Sometimes I close my eyes and grow. grow and doing like a low row, grow, baby, grow, grow,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whenever
I
I
talk to the
move, I'm
muscles.
like, yeah, it's actually good to envision
Yeah.
it and think about it. And like, I imagine the muscles turning red, like, especially for shoulders. I'm like, oh, like thinking about that muscle in particular turning red. And now that I'm getting leaner, when I'm lifting in the gym, like, I'm seeing my muscles start to pop more. And I'm like, girl, you really put that work in. I'm like, I didn't see this before at this weight or at this stage in prep. And it's like those little wins. But it's only because you push in your improvement season, you eat and you grow and you are comfortable with taking more rest and you
Yes.
prioritize those things. It doesn't. That's why it's
Yes.
bodybuilding, as they say.
Exactly. And this that phase is so important. So right now I'm traveling on Thursday. I'm going to Guatemala with for an anniversary trip, and
Aw.
I I spot a few gyms because I'm gonna keep doing the work. I'm gonna make the most of the days, be,
Yes.
while I'm on this building phase because I want to keep improving.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like set aside like days for or an hours to do the to keep doing the training plan that I am doing right now,
Hmm.
and it's fun because my husband loves to to train to do the workout, and he's happy that I'm looking for gyms. He's like, oh yes, we're going to do
So
some workout. And
great.
we learn about the gyms at other. We went to Thailand last year, and
Hmm.
we kept like training. Most of people went to vacation and stopped training.
Right.
I love to keep my workout routine because it's part of my life. So yeah, and right now I'm this building season. I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop.
That's how I feel too. I'm like, regardless of the season, I'm
Yes.
like, first of all, it's part of my lifestyle. Like, it makes you feel better. Second of all, too, like you value the time. And then I personally love to treat the gym like a playground when I'm traveling if I can.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, well, they don't have this, but I can try this, or oh, I've not seen this before. Like, I want to try that. So that's it also just kind of breathes life sometimes back into the training plan because I won't deny as an athlete, there are times where you're like, hey, the training it's progressive overload. So it's just over and over
Mm-hmm.
and over. And so sometimes when you just need that and you get to go and just play and have fun in the gym, it's like, wow, I really do love this.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, definitely.
Well, how many years is this for your anniversary?
Well, we are like celebrating 9 years.
Wow, that's
Yes.
amazing.
Um,
Yay.
we married on December 12th.
Uh-huh.
So we are traveling. We are going back home at 9, December 9, like
Uh-huh.
before our anniversary. But we wanted to do like these dates because most of our clients like are on holidays, stop like going to the gym or something like that. It's like a low season, so we
Yeah.
like wanted to travel in this before our anniversary.
Busy.
So yeah,
Yeah.
next year we're like celebrating our 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
And we are already planning where we are going to travel.
So you
So
travel for your anniversaries.
yes.
That's so awesome. Do you have
Yeah.
places in mind?
Yeah, we were talking about Japan,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm not sure. I would love to go to Iceland.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. So but we kept talking about Japan. So maybe let's see what happened. We have to maybe in this vacation we talk about that.
During our vacation, let's talk about our next
Another
vacation.
our next vacation. Yeah.
That's so
So
awesome.
it depends also about the show plans that
Yeah, I bet. Especially if you
so
qualify for the Olympia next year, then you'd be competing in like between like, well, I don't know when they're going to do it. I'm assuming maybe September. Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, so we are waiting like to see how the season's gonna look like, and then like make plans.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, before we wrap up, I want to ask you for your best advice for somebody who has never competed before but wants to, and then your best advice for somebody who's on their road to pro.
Oh, so for somebody who has never competed, like I would say that this is a great experience. It's a learning process. It's a spectacular process to get to know yourself also, and to challenge yourself to see what I started to compete, and I don't wanted to know what I was capable of, and I wanted to live the experience. So it's a great experience if you have never competed and you're thinking about it. Like I will said, like go all in, do your best, and don't let anyone or anything tell you that you can't do it, because you can. And for someone who is looking for, what's the other question?
For someone on their road to pro.
Oh, on the road to pro. Oh, I will say that it's like a super challenge, but it's worthy. It's like worth it because you're competing with yourself. You're not competing with anyone else. And I think one of the things that most helped me was to work on myself
Mhm.
and keep focusing my energy on myself. And I would say that for somebody who is in the road to pro, like work on yourself, focus your energy on yourself, and stop comparing yourself with other physiques, because your time and the moment that you earn your pro card, it will be perfect. It will be the perfect moment, and all the experience all the time, even if it is like, if it took you like a long time, or it was like your first national show, you earn your pro card. Like there is a lot that you can learn from it and enjoy from it. So I will say to a person who is on the road to a pro, enjoy the ride, and learn of you and the process, and focus your energy on growing not only your body or whatever you're working on your physique. Work on yourself, on your mindset, and be stronger, like compete with yourself every single show. So yeah, and don't give up, because
Mm.
dreams can you can make dreams like real if you work for them, and don't stop believing, because it's a matter of time that you earn your pro card. So yeah.
That's such awesome advice. Everything that you've shared has been incredible, and just connecting with you has been such a pleasure. And I'm sure
Thank
that
you.
people have enjoyed listening and want to connect with you too. So, how could people maybe tag you as they listen, or connect with you, work with you, and even see the apparel that you have?
Oh, well, you can find me on Instagram, Stephanie Ortiz _ IFBB Pro. And yeah, I spend most of the time at Instagram. I don't use like Facebook. I use it for personal
Yeah.
reasons. But Instagram is for like, everybody come, let's meet. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram there, Stephanie Ortiz _ IFBB Pro.
Beautiful. And we'll have that in the show notes page. You guys, that's always on celestial.fit/podcast. If you're listening right away, it'll be at the top of that page. If you're listening in the future, just scroll down to the category section, which is alphabetized. Not only will you find the links to connect with us, but you're also going to see a full summary of the episode, a bulleted list of the topics that we covered, and timestamps so you can go back and listen to your favorite part or share it with somebody that you love, a teammate. Let them know that you'd like them to hear that. And of course, we appreciate you sharing, tagging us. It goes a long way for the podcast. And if you're feeling super generous and inspired, it means a lot when you leave a rating or a review so other people can hear these incredible stories and get inspired as well and feel validated in their own journey. So, all that being said, Stephanie, thank you for joining me.
Thanks you. Thank you. Thank you, Celeste, for the opportunity and to having me here and to connect. So I'm grateful.
It was
Kisses.
my pleasure. Thank you so much. And I'll have you stay on the line. And to everybody listening, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, night, or
Thank
morning, wherever
you.
you are in the world while you're listening to this episode. Just make it awesome.